Hello and welcome to another campaign battle for Total War Warhammer 2. This is from my Dark Elf campaign and we've just come up against Lord Mazdamundi himself. So we've only got a level 4 Lord in this fight against Mazdamundi who's 13, so it's going to be pretty tough to take down. But we do have the support of a Black Ark in this battle, which gives us some bombardment abilities. We've also got some artillery, some dark shards. So we've got a fairly strong army here, but then so does Mazdamundi. He's got a lot of Saurus warriors, some Temple Guard, a lot of skink skirmishers and javelins. Only one unit of cavalry, so that's going to be a little easier to deal with. But he also has a Bastillodon, which will be hard to take down. Okay, so let's jump in. Okay, so we've got 22 magic, so we'll start deployment with that. Let's have a quick look at the battle map before we begin. It's the first time we fought on this battle map. Some nice ruins over here. But all the battle maps in Warhammer 2 look really nice. Okay, let's get set up. So they're going to be forming up over in this area, which is going to give us a bit of problems for our artillery. Let's just make sure we've got a good line of sight. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. We can probably pull them back just a bit. Okay, let's get our dark shards. They're probably going to be advancing out of these trees here, so that's what we want to keep an eye on. Put some bleak swords in the centre. Give them a Black Ark Corsair unit on each side. We'll have to push these guys up at the beginning of the fight. And then maybe some Witch Elves. And we'll keep some Dread Spears on each flank. Okay, so we've got Sorceress with the fire abilities. And our Lord who's melee focused, so we might try and get her against Lord Mazdamundi, but she's only level 4, so this might not be a good matchup. Okay, so I think we're set up. We'll probably have to reshift our lines when the battle begins and we see where they formed up. I'm fairly confident that we can win this battle, especially with that Black Ark support. It'd be pretty cool if you could actually see the Black Ark just parked off the coast there. Okay, let's get our artillery on multi-shot as well. Let's take those guys off guard mode. Okay, so they formed up right up over in that corner there, so let's get all of our infantry and just swing it around a little.
Without question.
So we need to watch out for that cavalry, but they do only have one unit. So you can see those skinks coming in, but our artillery fire is already starting to soften them up. Looks like they dropped a buff down on them. It's getting some really good early hits in there. Let's start dropping some of these bombardments. Now let's just take a look at what we got. This is good versus a single unit. So we might just drop all of these down in where they're bunched up. Just try and do as much damage as we can early on. So we do get a few charges of these during the battle. You can see them just trying to avoid those strikes there. Okay, what do we have here? We have some skink. So it looks like sending up the skirmishers first, but it looks like they're shifting a lot of units over to this right flank. So we're a little weak over on this right flank, but our archers should begin firing on that unit very shortly. I love the way these guys just crouch behind their shields. Okay, maybe it's time we dropped a spell down. Right through the heart of their line now. There it goes. Look at that damage. Okay, you can see their Cold One Riders coming around the side there. Now, this cavalry won't really do much good against it, but we need to make sure they don't hit our artillery. Got some more skirmishers moving up. We have to soak up some of this fire. Starting to break these units here, which is good. So we're going to give these guys some more missile damage. Okay, that's fine with me. They're going in against our spear unit. So we might run our witch elves into support. And actually we're going to just turn this archer unit around to fire into their flank. So we've got some more bombardments, and look at that, they are bunched up, so let's just drop them as quickly as we can here. See those bombardments coming in, doing some nice damage. There's Master Monday himself at the back. You can see that Stegodon coming in, so that could be a problem. But really our artillery and our archer fire is keeping them at bay. But here comes their front line. They're having some trouble getting up that hill. You can see our sword unit is ready to meet them. Okay, so our archers are in position. So fire whenever you're ready, lads. Our witch elves, I'm not sure how effective they'll be against this cavalry, but we do need to try and tie them down on this flank. So they're shooting up rather than straight at them, which I guess is one way of doing it. So we're going to try and hit these skirmishers. They've got a lot of skirmishers on this flank. Okay, let's pull these guys back. They're not going to be that effective against them there. Okay, our front line has engaged. And they've got their Stilodon involved as well. But you can see our Black Arcs are doing what they can against it. They're not going to be the best unit to send against it though, because they've already lost nearly half their health. So we might get those Witch Elves in, but our archers are doing really good. So we're going to shift our spear unit in too. And we're going to have to buff some of these guys up. So let's give these guys... So I think we're winning this fight over on this flank. Our cavalry's getting stuck in, but we don't want them going up against those blessed Saurus warriors. That could be tricky. Let's get our lord stuck in as well. The Master Monday is hanging at the back. Let's get some more bombardments in. Let's pull these guys out of there. So these guys are almost down, that's good for us. Looks like that is routing. So we're going to swing our witch rolls around into that temple guard. So the front line is going to be tough here. You can see we're taking a lot of damage. So we're going to have to start focusing our fire a little. But Murderous Prowess has just popped, so that's really good for us. And we're going to send a flaming head right down this line here. And hope we don't hit our own troops at the same time. There we go. And you can see it's just tearing through those units. But they've broken us here, so we're going to have to just start firing right into this flank. Okay, it's time to get cavalry charging against these guys, and we'll swing these guys around the back. This is the problem with lizard men, is that once they start going berserk, they're really tough to take down. Let's get those witch elves involved. Okay, those Corsairs are starting to break. And just see how tough these lizardmen are. They're starting to advance in our dark shards, but they're coming under a lot of fire. Okay, our cavalry charge is coming in. We really need a good charge here to break the back of this unit. That's a really good hit, look at that. Let's bring our other unit in here. So we need to get our Lord is more involved. I think that spell did a really good job. So we're going to send our hero, well our Lord, in against Mazdamundi. We're going to start getting some archer firing on him. We're going to buff their missile damage as well. Okay, we're taking some damage here to our front line, but it's our archers that are really doing the good job in this fight. So let's try and... Actually, these guys are getting hit from the flank, so we're going to send our cavalry around this way. Looks like Mazdamundi is fleeing too. Okay, let's speed things up again now. Oh, and that is it. But we really want to take as many of these guys out as we can, so we're going to let this play out. We're going to get our cavalry chase them down. We're going to have to keep harassing Mazdamundi. We're going to get everyone firing on him. Take that guy out. There we go. So that was a tough old fight there. You can see a few of these Saurus warriors still trying to hang on now. There we go. Good job, Witch Elves. Okay, we don't want them running straight through our... Well, that was a very enjoyable fight. It was a pretty punishing fight. I mean, look at some of these units. They've dropped nearly all of our front line lost nearly half its health. But it'd be good to look at our unit stats. So, Lord got 13 kills. We did send her in quite late. Spellcaster got 40. Those spells helped though. 21, 48. Only 5 for those Black Ops Corsairs. I think they were up against Temple Guard though. 20 for those guys. So our front line just did a good job at holding, but the real damage came from these dark shards. 124, 80, 161, 113, 137 and 92. And their cavalry did a good job at also breaking their morale. But if we look at our artillery, 182 and 91. So yeah, it was our ranged units that did the real damage in that fight. Our front line just did its job at holding, keeping them at bay. Yeah, really enjoyable fight. I really love the lizard men, even when I'm just fighting against them. They're just a cool looking units. But we did a great job here. And that's like their main army. I mean, that was Lord Mazdamundi himself. So we can now take the ritual site he was protecting. Okay, we should get some good loot from that. Yep, 3,000. That's really good. And we do need to take this ritual site because we're a little behind the High Elves. The High Elves are nearly finished with their ritual. So we should really want to get started on our own soon. We'll probably take slaves in this fight because I always take slaves. Good for the economy. Okay, see those unit stats there, really good from our ranged. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm not sure how much further south I'm going to push. I don't really want to get too far into Lizardmen territory. But we definitely want to take this ritual site. So I hope you enjoyed this campaign battle. I had a lot of fun with it. We'll probably have another one soon.